Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another episode of Hockey Talk featuring the one and only hockey expert at PC3, Matthew Isley. Matt, how are you doing today?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. Glad to see you guys again. And hello, all you hockey fans out there. Welcome back to another episode of Hockey Talk. Today is Friday, May 1st, 2026. And welcome to the second round of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs.
All right, Matt, let me stop you right there because, as you mentioned, the second round is upon us, but there's still some business to take care of the first round. Today, we're going to go over how Matt did in his first round predictions and talk about some of the second round matchups. And then again, we've still got a few matchups that need to conclude in the first round, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, we want to remind you that Hockey Talk is powered by Surf Internet right here in the Surf Internet studios at PC3 Media. And Matt, I understand before we get into the Hockey Talk, the Academy Awards were Wednesday night, and I understand you walked away with an award. Tell us about it.
So I actually got to win one of these awards. This was actually very good. Now, one of the awards I actually won was actually called, quote unquote, the Count On Me Award, which was the most important award I've won so far, and I was impressed by it, and I just cannot believe it, and I was not expecting this, and it was unexpected, but this has to be the fantastic award I've actually won so far this year, so I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm glad we got to be recognized, Matt, because we've always counted on you for bringing a smile into class each day, getting your work done on time, and talking a little hockey. So let's get into it. Our Western Conference matchups. We're going to go ahead and start with the first round series. The Colorado Avalanche are moving on to the second round. They dispatched of the LA Kings in pretty short order. It was 4-0 in that series. Matt, you're 1-for-1. That was a correct prediction by yourself. So tell us a little bit about the Colorado Avalanche and how they advanced.
So Colorado did pretty good. They swept the Kings in 4 games. And you can tell the one with the green check mark actually got correct in my bracket. Because I selected this one because I had Colorado swept in 4 games, because that's why I had it. Although I did initially pick 3, that's why the X is there. But
well, you got the team right. So Colorado did advance. Matt, who was a big reason for Colorado's advancement to the second round? Who was one of the key players for the Avalanche that caused chaos on the ice for the 4th-seeded Kings in that series?
So for Colorado, one of their players was actually Brock Nelson, who is from Warroad, Minnesota.
I know you know him very well, Matt, right?
Yes, that's correct. And another player for Colorado who traded the Predators traded the Predators to the Avalanche was Nick Blankenburg, who's actually from Washington, Michigan, who's actually now with the Avalanche, who recently traded them to Colorado since the Predators traded them in exchange for future considerations.
All right, so there we have it. The Avalanche advance over the Kings. They'll head into the second round. They'll be taking on the Minnesota Wild in the second round. Minnesota defeats the Dallas Stars 4-2. The Wild are moving on. That one was a little bit of an upset. It was a 2-3 matchup between the Stars and the Wild. And Matt, I think you got that one wrong. How did you do on that one?
I think I did actually not too bad of a job, but I think I did pretty good. They actually did pretty good. I kind of got the series wrong though, but initially actually came out with 6 games rather than 7. But I think I actually got this one right, because you can tell with the check mark right in the series.
Oh, Matt, I don't know. You might be cheating there. I don't know. But real quickly, tell us about the Minnesota Wild and who are some of their key players that helped them advance to the second round? Who made a big impact in that series, which was competitive back and forth between them and the Stars?
So for Minnesota, they just swept the Stars in the series 4-2 in 6 games, because it was Minnesota who actually swept them in 6 games. Like I said, they did very well. And, of course, Quinn Hughes was the one who helped the Wild to win it over.
Now, Quinn Hughes came over from Vancouver in a big trade at the end of last year. How has he affected the Wild's team? Obviously, a good pickup if they pulled off the upset in the first round.
They did very good, so I think it was very awesome how they did. and it was really amazing how they did.
It was amazing, but what about Quinn Hughes? How did he do?
He did fantastic. He played in, I believe, 18 games so far during the playoffs, and they did very good. So I'm just so grateful that,
Did he score any goals in that series, Matt?
he did.
All
He
right.
scored twice.
All right, so there we go. So the Minnesota Wild moving on. So that gives us our first second-round matchup, the Avalanche and the Wild. Matt, which team is going to advance to the Western Conference Finals?
Ooh, this is a tricky one. I gotta say Minnesota because they have the potential advantage against Colorado. They have the advantage to beat Colorado. Like I said, they have the potential advantage.
Wow, so you're going with a bold prediction there. The Wild, how many games?
Ooh, another tricky one. I'd say, I don't know, maybe like 5 games.
5 games. Wow, the Avalanche just swept the Kings. They're the top seed in the entire West, and then you're talking about them possibly going 5 and losing to the Wild. That's very interesting, but we got to move on, Matt. I know we have a shortened day today because we're running out of a little bit of time here at the end of our class period here at PC3 Media. So let's move on very quickly. The Anaheim Ducks have knocked off the Edmonton Oilers. A big upset last night. The Ducks are moving on. They win that series 4-2, and they move to the Western Conference semifinals. Matt, who are some big names for the Ducks?
For Anaheim, I believe it was Alex Killorn, Chris Kreider, Mason McTavish, Troy Terry, Frank Vetrano, Jeffrey Veal, Chanwashi, and of course, let's not forget about the Swedish native from Karlstad, Sweden, Leo Carlsson, who got the game winner in game number 5, and he did very well by scoring.
Well, there you have it, Matt. And that one was, some consider that an upset. So the Ducks find themselves in the semifinals of the Western Conference. We still don't know who their opponent is going to be because there's a couple, possibly 2 games left in the series between Vegas and Utah. Right now, Vegas could wrap that series up as of press time. They play tonight, 9 o'clock. The Golden Knights and the Mammoth. Matt, are the Golden Knights going to take home that series tonight, or will there be a Game 7?
Vegas will take Game 6, and they will knock off and push the Mammoth to the edge, to the brink of elimination in 6 games, as Vegas will win it and claim the semifinal spot in the Western Conference.
Wow. So real quickly, say Vegas gets it done tonight, and you are correct in your prediction, Matt. If Vegas takes on Anaheim, who do you have moving on?
Ooh, another one. This is another tricky one. Gotta go with Anaheim to upset Vegas.
All right, there we have it. So let's move on real quickly to the Eastern Conference here. We got about 5 minutes left in today's broadcast, as I said, powered by Surf Internet here at the Surf Internet Studios, at PC3. Real quickly, heading to the Eastern Conference. How about this one, Matt? No one saw this coming. The Philadelphia Flyers defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins 1-0 last night. They win the series 4-2. Your old pal and the interview subject you had right here in the studio last year, he was sitting in the PC3 studios. Todd Reardon, assistant coach at the Philadelphia Flyers, advances to the second round. They knock off the second-seeded Penguins, and they will head to the second round. Matt, how did Philly pull off this upset?
Philadelphia did a great job. They actually had to win this series, but it didn't really seem it actually went to plan. But Pittsburgh actually made a comeback to avoid the sweep. But Philadelphia ended up actually scoring the game winner by Cam York in game number 6 in order to knock off the Penguins in order to head to the Eastern Conference semifinals.
All right. And in the other the other first round series, it was Carolina destroying the Ottawa Senators 4-0. That was a clean sweep. So, Matt, that leaves us to Carolina and Philadelphia in the second round. How do you see that one going?
I see Carolina have their future, and it's looking bright so far.
All right, so you're picking against Coach Reardon and his Philadelphia Flyers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. Matt has the Hurricanes heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, the two other Eastern Conference first round series that are still taking place right now, we're heading to Game 6. That one's tonight. Montreal Canadiens, Tampa Bay Lightning. Right now, Montreal leads at 3-2. Matt, can the Canadiens advance to the second round? Can they get it done tonight in Game 6?
Potentially, they can, unless if the Lightning ties this series, and the Lightning will force a Game 7 back in Tampa, Florida at Benchmark International Arena, unless they have a chance to tie it, and if the Lightning will defeat the Canadiens, or the other way around, vice versa, if the Canadiens beat the Lightning in Game 7.
Well, give me a prediction, Matt. Get out on top of it right now. Give me a bold statement. Who is winning?
Canadiens for sure.
All right, so Matt has the Canadiens advancing, and then our final first-round matchup. Right now, the Buffalo Sabres are leading the Boston Bruins 3-2. Buffalo, the top seed. Can Buffalo close it out tonight, Matt?
Yes, Buffalo has a chance to sweep Boston.
All right, there you have it. So, Matt, if your predictions hold true, that would mean Buffalo and Montreal would go at it in the second round. How do you see that series going? And give me one or two players from each team that will make an impact.
I see Buffalo, has a really great, strong impact, especially with their head coach, Lindy Ruff. They did very good. So I'm just so glad that Lindy Ruff did very well. For Buffalo, I'd say Owen Power is one of their best players, especially he came from the Chicago Steel. And for Boston, I'd say Charlie McAvoy. He's a great defenseman. He came from Boston University, which he played in the NCAA tiers in 2016-2017 season.
All right. Well, there you have it from our playoff update here on Hockey Talk. It's going to be an exciting end of the first round, and we'll see if Matt's predictions hold true as the second round is upon us. We'll be back pretty soon here at PC3 for another update with Hockey Talk. Matt, real quick, we're running up against the bell. Any final words?
So long. From Valpo, Indiana, I'm Matt Isley on Hockey Talk. See you next time.